the lion, king of the plains. His roar echoes across the Serengeti, a symbol of power and majesty. But the lion is more than just strength. He is the heart of his pride, a leader, a protector. This is the story of such a lion, a king named Mufasa, and his son Simba, who must rise to claim his own place in the great circle of life. Imagine a place where the sun paints the sky in hues of orange and gold every morning. As the first rays of light break over the horizon, the Serengeti awakens in a gentle golden glow. The air is crisp and cool, filled with the promise of a new day. Shadows stretch across the vast plains and the world seems to hold its breath, waiting for the spectacle of life to begin. Here, every sunrise is a masterpiece, a daily reminder of nature's artistry and the endless cycle of renewal. The Serengeti, a land of endless plains where life teems in every corner. Stretching as far as the eye can see, these grasslands are home to one of the most diverse ecosystems on Earth. Herds of zebras and wildebeest graze peacefully, their movements creating a living tapestry across the landscape. The ground is alive with the soft rustle of grass and the distant calls of animals, each one playing its part in this intricate web of life. Every inch of this land pulses with energy, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal. Elephants lumber across the savanna, their footsteps shaking the ground. These gentle giants move with a quiet strength, their family bonds evident in every touch and glance. Calves playfully chase each other, learning the ways of the wild under the watchful eyes of their elders. The matriarch leads her herd with wisdom, guiding them to water and shelter. Their presence is a reminder of the ancient rhythms that have shaped this land for millennia. Giraffes stretch their long necks towards the acacia trees, delicately plucking leaves with their nimble tongues. Their graceful movements seem almost choreographed, a slow dance against the backdrop of the endless sky. Each giraffe is a sentinel, scanning the horizon for signs of danger while savoring the tender greenery. Their unique patterns blend with the dappled light, making them both visible and invisible in this vast expanse. The air hums with the buzz of insects and the calls of 1,000 birds. Brightly colored starlings swoop and swirl in mesmerizing patterns, their feathers flashing in the sunlight. Butterflies drift lazily from flower to flower, while dragonflies dart above the grasses. Every sound, every movement, is a note in the Serengeti's symphony, a chorus that celebrates the abundance of life. Even the smallest creatures play a vital role, pollinating plants and nourishing the soil. This is the Serengeti, alive with energy, a testament to the power and beauty of the natural world. Here, every creature, every blade of grass is part of a grand design that has endured for ages. The land breathes with the stories of survival and harmony, of predator and prey, of birth and renewal. To witness the Serengeti is to witness the heartbeat of Africa itself, a place where the wild spirit of the continent is alive, untamed, and eternal. The Serengeti whispers an ancient truth, the circle of life. It is a delicate balance, a continuous flow of energy connecting every living thing. From the smallest insect to the mighty lion, all creatures play their part. Life feeds on life. Death nourishes new life. This is the rhythm of the Serengeti, a cycle that has spun for millennia. Mufasa, the Lion King, understood the circle of life. He ruled with wisdom and compassion, his heart filled with love for his family and his kingdom. He taught his son, Simba, the importance of balance. Everything you see exists together in a delicate balance, he would say, his voice deep and resonant. As king, you need to understand that balance and respect all creatures, from the crawling ant to the leaping antelope. But Mufasa's brother Scar seethed with envy and greed. He craved power, desiring the throne for himself. Scar's heart was cold, devoid of the love that guided Mufasa. He plotted against his own brother, his greed a disease that infected the land. Scar's ambition led to chaos, disrupting the delicate balance of the Serengeti. The rain ceased, the rivers ran dry, and the once vibrant land began to wither. Tragedy struck. Scar, in his lust for power, orchestrated Mufasa's death, leaving young Simba devastated and alone. The cub, burdened by guilt and fear, fled his home, seeking solace in the unknown. He wandered far from the familiar plains, the memory of his father's death a heavy weight on his young shoulders. Lost and alone, Simba sought refuge in a distant jungle, far from the pain of his past. After fleeing the only home he had ever known, Simba wandered deep into the heart of the jungle, his mind clouded by guilt and confusion. The dense foliage and vibrant sounds of the wild became his refuge, a place where he could hide from the pain of his past and the memories that haunted him. Each step he took was heavy with the weight of loss, but the jungle was alive with possibility, and it was here that fate intervened in the most unexpected way. In this lush, unfamiliar world, Simba encountered two unlikely companions, a warm-hearted warthog named Pumbaa and a quick-witted meerkat named Timon. These two had carved out their own little paradise, living each day with laughter and lightness, far removed from the worries of the world. They welcomed Simba without judgment, offering him friendship and a new way of seeing life. Through their playful antics and infectious optimism, they taught Simba to let go of his fears, to laugh again, and to embrace the simple joys of living in the moment. Together, they lived by the motto, Hakuna Matata, no worries. For the first time in a long while, Simba felt a sense of belonging. He learned to enjoy the present, to find happiness in the little things, and to accept himself, flaws and all. The jungle became a sanctuary where he could heal, surrounded by friends who cared for him deeply. But as the days turned into years, a quiet restlessness began to grow within Simba. No matter how hard he tried to forget, the shadows of his past lingered. Sometimes in the stillness of the night or the hush of dawn, he would find himself lost in thought, wondering about the family and the land he had left behind. Deep down, he knew that running away could never truly erase the pain or the responsibilities he carried. One night, as Simba gazed up at the endless expanse of stars, he felt a stirring in his heart. The sky seemed to whisper to him, reminding him of who he was and where he came from. The stars, shining bright above the savannah, called out to him with the voices of his ancestors, urging him to remember his true identity and the destiny that awaited him. It was during this time of inner turmoil that Simba crossed paths with Nala, his childhood friend. Their reunion was both joyful and bittersweet, filled with memories of happier days and the pain of all that had changed. Nala had grown strong and wise, shaped by the hardships she had endured under Scar's cruel rule. She, too, had been forced to leave her home, searching for hope and help beyond the borders of the Pride Lands. Her courage and determination inspired Simba, reminding him of the strength that still lived within him, even if he had forgotten it for a time. Nala spoke to Simba with honesty and love, urging him to face the truth he had long avoided. She reminded him of his responsibility, not just to himself, but to his family, his friends, and the entire pride that was suffering under Scar's rule. Her words stirred something deep within Simba, awakening the sense of duty and courage that had always been a part of him. The pride was waiting, longing for the return of their rightful king. Simba realized that healing was not just about forgetting the past, but about facing it, learning from it, and finding the strength to move forward. With the support of his friends and the wisdom of his ancestors, Simba began to understand that his journey was far from over. It was only just beginning. Guided by the wisdom of his father's spirit and the love of his friends, Simba found the courage to return to the Pride Lands. He saw the devastation wrought by Scar's greed, the once thriving kingdom now a barren wasteland. He confronted Scar, their battle a clash between order and chaos. In the end, Simba emerged victorious, reclaiming his rightful place as king and ending Scar's reign of terror. With Simba's triumphant return to Pride Rock, a transformation swept across the land. The long drought that had gripped the savannah finally broke, and the skies opened up, releasing life-giving rains that soaked the earth. Parched rivers began to flow once more, and the once barren plains burst into a vibrant tapestry of green. The animals who had fled in search of water and food slowly made their way back, drawn by the promise of renewal. The air was filled with the sounds of life, birds singing, herds calling to one another, and the gentle patter of rain on the grass. It was as if the land itself was breathing a sigh of relief, grateful for the return of balance and hope. The circle of life, which had been disrupted by Scar's reign, was not broken after all. Instead, it began to spin anew, stronger and more vibrant than ever. Herds of wildebeest, zebras, and elephants migrated across the plains, their movements a living testament to the interconnectedness of all creatures. The sun rose each morning, casting golden light over the Serengeti, and with every new day, the land healed a little more. The animals, once wary and scattered, now moved with confidence, knowing that the natural order had been restored. The delicate balance between predator and prey, life and death, was once again respected and upheld. At the heart of this renewal stood Simba, the rightful king. Guided by the wisdom and love of his father Mufasa, Simba ruled with a gentle strength. He was not just a leader, but a guardian of the land and its creatures. He listened to the needs of his pride and the other animals, making decisions with compassion and fairness. Simba understood that true leadership was not about power, but about responsibility, about ensuring that every creature, great and small, had a place in the circle of life. His presence atop Pride Rock was a symbol of hope, a reminder that even after the darkest times, light and life could return. Simba had fully embraced his legacy, but he did so in his own way. He honored the memory of Mufasa, yet he did not try to become a mere reflection of his father. Instead, Simba forged his own path, learning from past mistakes and forging new traditions. He was a king who understood the delicate balance of life, the importance of forgiveness, and the strength that comes from unity. He nurtured the young cubs of the pride, teaching them the values of respect, courage, and love. Through his actions, Simba inspired those around him to be better, to care for one another, and to cherish the land they called home. And so, the great cycle continued, as it always had and always would. The sun rose and set over the endless grasslands, marking the passage of time. Generations of animals came and went, each playing their part in the grand story of the savannah. The rains would come and go, seasons would change, but the circle of life endured, unbroken, eternal, and ever-renewing. The land flourished under Simba's watchful eye, and the harmony between all living things was preserved. As dawn broke over the revitalized Serengeti, Simba stood with his own cub by his side, gazing out over the land he had fought so hard to save. The golden light bathed them in warmth, a symbol of hope and new beginnings. In that moment, Simba knew that the legacy of courage, love, and wisdom would live on. Not just in him, but in every creature that called the savannah home. The circle of life, with all its challenges and triumphs, would continue to turn, forever reminding us of the enduring power of nature, family, and the bonds that connect us all.